Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to be putting together the QwertyKeys QK65, and I've got some stuff on the desk here. I'll go over here in just a moment. And I was going to hold off on this because the switches that I had were for another QK65, but you guys seem to like the unboxing, so I want to go ahead and put a little something together because I'm really curious what it's going to sound like too. So here we've got the insert that came with the QK65, and it has the QR code, so that way you can scan it. There you go. And that is the build guide, which I've got pulled up on a computer screen to my left. We've got a little multi-tool that I've set aside for now, and some extra screws. And these are just that, they're extra screws. I've already checked that. And then we've got that standoff set that we don't want to lose there. I haven't decided if I'm going to use it or not. I think I'm just going to go with no standoffs for now. And then as long as there's no issues with the plate falling through, which it shouldn't be because I plan on loading this up with everything that was included. So as long as that's fine, we're not going to use those standoffs. This will require two different bits in order to disassemble. It does require a size 1 Phillips and then a 2mm hex bit, and that's to remove the Phillips is to remove the back screws to remove the weight, and this particular bit is to remove the screws. So we've got our plate here. We're going to use every bit of foam that it comes with, so I'm not sure how we're going to do that. So we're going to do everything with the stabs, but we'll get to that part eventually. So what we're going to be using today are these are Quartz V2s that I just got in the other day from they are from AshKeebs, obviously. There you go, AshKeebs. And we're going to use these guys, and then don't hate me. It's another clone keycap set, but I don't know. I like PPT. I don't like ABS. So there's some Metropolis keycaps. Sue me for cheaping out, but you know what? There's an exclusivity thing there, and then there's the wanting the originals and supporting the artist, which you 100% should do. But then there's the not really knowing what you want in your life and sampling. I kind of look at it like the old days when we used to download things from Napster and the like, where we would, we'd download something, and then if we actually wanted it, we'd go out and buy it. And you know what? At the end of the day, just support your local artist, because they're the reason why we have colorways and novelties and artisans. So absolutely. Okay, so these are the stabs. It's going to be one of the things that we get started with first, I think. Let me set these keycaps aside. Got our socks, and these are for these are the feet. Okay, cool. So let's set this aside, and then let me grab my work mat. Solder dust in there. I didn't clean up after my last one. Oh well, we'll be fine though. So this is a silicone work mat, so that way we can do our magic to the stabilizers. So it's my first time working with these particular stabs. Don't really know a whole lot about them. What I do know is that they're made out of a particular type of material that you're not supposed to be able to wire balance. So let's hope they are balanced. Going to be pretty balanced so far. So I'm going to be doing my particular lubing method on these. Not everybody's going to agree with it. I will not be wholly modding them. though I think I'll put it up here because I don't think we're going to need to use that one. But yeah, I will not be holy modding these just because I don't think everything needs to be holy modded. So I'd like to see what they're like before we holy mod them. And let's see, I don't know if we can get this to focus or not. But I'm not sure if you can see there or not, but they're pretty flat, so we're not going to have to really do too much tuning to them. So what I like to do is I like my lubing hardware out here. I like to lube with 205G0 all the way around the whole stab, just because that's what I want to do. So I'm also, like I said in the unboxing video, I have no intention of using these little band-aids. And now that I've actually got them out, they're indeed not band-aids. They are more of a, it's tough. I mean, they look to be kind of a Teflon material, but not entirely sure. We're just gonna leave those out though, because I don't think we're gonna need it. If it's too ticky, we'll use them. Anyway, the short and the sweet of it is, yeah, we're just going to dump everything out here. We're just going to lube pretty much everything and put it together, and you can tell me that I'm doing it wrong or right, because I'm no expert, but I try to be. Stir it up a little bit. So what I like to do is I like to get 2 of these guys ready to go. I start by taking a little dab on the tip here, and I just do the entire inside. All right, so now we've got that ready to go. I like to do a liberal amount on the ends of the wires. A lot of people will dip this into dielectric grease. I just prefer to use a liberal amount of 205. I feel like it gets the job done. But heads up, I don't have very steady hands. Has been disclosed on my retro content videos, but not being disclosed here. My hands are just not steady. I will do my damnedest. I'm realizing that I'm not very good with the camera right yet. I'll get used to it. Sorry about that. Should have been doing this more in front of the camera. Switches here. Yes. Being that I have the FR4 plate, I think I'm just going to use the socks. That seemed to be the general consensus, and that, you know, that it was, if you're wanting a softer typing feel, the socks are the way to go. So we'll just use the socks instead of the full-on gaskets. That way we get a little bit more flex. Because I do like a flexi board. And the FR4, I mean, it's got some flex to it, but the more the better. There we go. So again, these are Quartz V2s. Pretty sure they are unlubed entirely, but they do have those P3 stems, but they don't sound like they even have any lube on the legs. So we're gonna find that out here. Right meow. So there's no lube on those at all. And we're not going to be lubing these for the sake of this video because, well, they should be lubed, but I just got them the day before yesterday and I haven't had time to lube them. So that is what that is. Interesting. So you're supposed to shove the leg right through it. And these are south facing. Okay. So I guess we shove it. I manhandle it over here for no reason. Look at that. Went right in. We're going to put the corners in first. As you can see, I am supporting the hot swap sockets because I don't want to risk damaging It's in any capacity. They're going in pretty easily. This is going to be a very poppy board. How much resonance we get inside the case, I'm not sure. I'm going to use every bit of foam that they have provided and the insert and see how it sounds. And then I will do some follow-up sound tests, and time will determine whether or not we do with foam or without, because I will have to disassemble it to take out the foam again. Double checking to make sure everything's south facing, because I know when we get over here we've got to go a different direction. So I'm going to start doing perimeters. There you have it. It's our Quartz V2s, and they are on the FR4 plate. We are using the plate foam, boron foam, and I'm going to take a brief intermission here to clear my desk off, and we'll have a clean work surface. So just a minute. All right, I am back. We have our beautiful PCB with everything we need in it. Here is our case foam, and here is our silicon insert. First off, when you got extras of these, and there's no need to over tighten these, but you do want them to be snug so that way it does what it's intended to do, which is absorbs the resonance through the aluminum, because steel is a lot denser than aluminum. When we get into the inside of this case here, we're going to have two different size screws, and we need to be aware of that. These four are shorter than these four, and these ones actually use the hex driver. Also, these are non-ferrous, and non-ferrous screws on keyboards are used all the time, and it makes me hate my life. Anyway, so here we go. And I'm not going to do any kind of mods. I want this to sound the way OwlLab/QwertyKeys intended it to sound. So I did see that it was mentioned that there are little divots. So this doesn't actually sit in anything, it sits on the thing. And then this is going to be interesting. And I've already got a blemish on it. Good stuff. All right, let's put it back together. careful when putting these in. You don't want to over tighten them and strip either the screw or what would be considered relatively fragile aluminum housing, because it's gonna have a real bad time. You'll have to retap them in order to get your screws back in. So be careful with that. Pretty fun sounding and feeling so far. Now we're gonna put our plate on, and here is where I did not do a particular thing when I was doing. I put things together to see if I wanted to use my Jwick T1s or if I wanted to use my Jadeites. But anyway, when I put it back together, did not put this weight on, and it sounded like butt. Did not sound that great, but I can already hear how muted it sounds with all the filler and the PCB in and tightened down. I'm really digging the muted sound. That's the whole reason why I wanted this board, is because I wanted a muted sound. I think it'd be wise to say not to tighten all of these down one at a time, like I just did. I'm noticing some warping in the weight. I would tighten down diagonally. Then you don't want to over tighten it because you don't want to strip out the aluminum. This is going to sound good. So let's go ahead and get some feet put on. Dang, this boy's heavy. Feet thick. I thought I would like these feet. I don't think I like these feet. I mean, it's cool that they go on like that, but it's also not cool that they go on like that. I'm having a problem with them. There we go. I guess they're not that bad once you get them to sit down. Fingertip ain't doing it. I hate to use screwdriver. Tell you what might go a long way. Put a little lube on them. I'm actually gonna try that. Go, there's that. So let's go ahead and bring those keycaps back in. Love it. This is the completed QK65. And I gotta say, it sounds pretty good. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun building this. It's my first on-camera build. And man, is this thing heavy. But I'm really excited to use it, and I'm really excited to build some more builds, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, I will be sure to record more of them and maybe even potentially stream some. So thank you guys for coming along with the ride. For those of you waiting on your QKs, I hope you get them soon and you enjoy them. Until now, you guys enjoy these sound tests.